Hello, everybody. Welcome to Broadway.com's Live at 5. It is Thursday, October 31st. It's Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween. And I am Ryan Lee Gilbert.
I just had a horrible thought that everyone is so disappointed that we're not in costume. I'm Paul Montoya.
We are joined here in the studio by Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
And hey, we have a guest star today.
We absolutely. We are celebrating Halloween around here. So naturally, we have David Josefsberg from Beetlejuice here with us today. We're going to ask him about that show, about all of his other shows. We're going to talk to him a little bit about Halloween as well. But first, let's talk about today's top 5.
Mockingbird is flying across the pond.
Oh, that's theater talk for
There
going
it
to
is.
London.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely. If you know
The Mockingbird
hip
flies.
lingo. Mhm.
So, To Kill a Mockingbird is, of course, entering its second year on
It
Broadway,
is,
right?
yes,
And
yes.
Ed
Yep.
Harris is joining the cast next
He
week.
is. I believe so. Yep,
He
absolutely.
is. This is the final
Yep.
week for Jeff Daniels and
It is.
many of the original cast members. And now we just found out that Aaron Sorkin's adaptation of the classic novel will be going to London's West End.
It's very cool.
May of 2020. That's actually pretty soon. May of 2020 at the Gielgud Theater.
Gielgud. Yes.
I just like saying it that way. And of course, it will still be directed by Bartlett Sher, and it's Aaron Sorkin, as I said, his script. And we don't know any casting.
No.
So it'll be interesting to see. Maybe it'll be a bunch of British people.
Yeah.
We don't really know. I don't know.
Because we have Richard Thomas is going to be
Oh, right.
leading the tour
That's right. Richard
over
Thomas
here.
is doing the
So,
tour. So it's interesting.
Who
how
else
it's-
is in the Jeff Daniels, Ed Harris, Richard Thomas lane? You
Yeah.
know, it'll be cool.
Yeah, so we'll
Interesting to
find
see.
out. So stay tuned.
And we found out who's going to be helping close up the diner as Broadway's final Jenna.
And this is a smashingly good choice, if I do say so myself. Catherine McPhee is coming back to Broadway.
She was so good.
She's
as Jenna,
amazing
yeah.
as Jenna. Yes, absolutely. She originated the role in London. Of course, she made her Broadway debut over here playing Jenna, and now she's coming back to help close out the show and to bid adieu to the diner. So she will begin performances in the show here on Broadway on November 25th. She will succeed Jordan Sparks, who, if you haven't watched her clubbroadway.com yet of She Used to Be Mine,
Yeah.
you should do that. Treat yourself to
Yes.
that. She will take her final bow on November 24th, and Catherine McPhee will be with the show through its final performance on January 5th of 2020. Very sad to be seeing Waitress go. We all know how much I adore Waitress around here.
So she did it in the West End, right? She
She
opened in the
did.
West
She
End. and
originated
She got married.
over there.
Yeah.
She got married.
A lot's happened
Yeah,
since-
no, she has been super busy. Yeah, and also American Idol, Jordan Sparks, American Idol, Catherine McPhee, American Idol.
You're right. I didn't even think about
Look
that.
at that. So
Wow.
thank you, American Idol. Thank you, Waitress, for all of this. But very exciting. Can't wait to go back and see her.
Yes. And emojis are taking over the stage.
And my life. What's your favorite emoji?
My favorite emoji is the one where one eye is closed and his tongue is out.
Okay, mine is, and I kind of got this from Lindsay Sullivan. It's the painting the nails one.
Oh, painting the nails
She
is
loves
good.
that
You
one.
can use it for so many reasons.
I use it like I overuse it. Like if I send it to my mom, I'm suddenly like, "What am I doing? No, I'm overusing it." But I got that from Lindsay. Thank you, Lindsay. Anyway, there's a musical, Emoji Land. This happened, I think, at the Nymph Festival. That's where it first started. And Leslie Margarita, Olivier Award winner and Broadway.com famed Broadway.com blogger,
Absolutely.
Leslie Margarita, and Josh Lehman. Who
love
was
and
recently in the
adore.
Prom, and I think he's been working on his podcast, right?
believe
Josh
so. Yes,
Swallows.
absolutely.
Broadway swallows everything.
Yeah.
That's what the podcast is. Anyway, they will be in Emoji Land again. They're doing it off Broadway, 2020. They are playing The Princess and Prince, and this will be at the Duke on 42nd Street, starting January 9th through March 8th. This is directed by Tom Caruso, features a book, music, and lyrics, all by one person. Oh, no, two people. Keith Harrison and Laura Shine. Emoji Land follows a diverse community of archetypes. Maybe I wonder if this one's in it. Who take one another at face value. A smiling face dealing with depression, a princess who doesn't want to be a prince, etc. Who doesn't want a prince, etc. When a software update threatens to destroy life as they know it, Emoji Land faces the most fundamental questions. Who are we? Who matters?
Sounds a little bit
Wow.
like the SpongeBob musical. Similar sort of questions were asked.
Look at
When
you.
they're like, and well,
Additional casting will be announced soon. Someday we'll find out who's playing Winky Eye Guy and
yes,
nail painting
I
lady.
can't wait. Edge
Can't
of
wait.
my seat.
Yes, and after a lot of casting changes and delayed dates, this off-Broadway play has officially been postponed.
Yes, we were talking about on that day in Amsterdam, which we were just sort of talking about. There was a big casting change for that recently.
I didn't know this news until this is breaking news.
Breaking news.
I'm sorry, we were just talking about it a few days ago.
This the other day.
Right,
Andy
okay.
Lucien was joining the cast, which meant they had to postpone their previews. It was supposed to begin previews tomorrow night. It has now been indefinitely postponed. So primary stages, of course, put out a big statement sort of explaining, but what they say is while we do not take lightly the decision to postpone a production, it is essential that we regroup and reflect on how to best serve the artists in our mission moving forward, and for us to present Clarence Ku's play at a later date. So we don't know when it will be making its premiere here in New York. Hopefully that'll happen still sometime soon. Primary stages is, of course, incredible. Broadway.com customers will be contacted with information regarding refunds and exchanges if you had already bought tickets on that day in Amsterdam. I'm very excited to still see this. I hope it pulls through.
And go see Beetlejuice if you had tickets to that.
Absolutely.
There you
Yes,
go.
there you go.
Easy exchange. Yes, and there's another Broadway baby in the world. Yay.
Laura Michelle Kelly, who I like to think is a friend of Broadway.com.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
She's been here many times, and I remember the last time, or a few times ago when she was here, she talked about the guys she met.
She did.
Right?
Yes,
Remember?
yes, she had fallen in
This
love.
guy she met, and then they got married, and now they had a baby. So Laura Michelle Kelly and her husband, Sean Turge Helleran, have welcomed their child, Raphael Benjamin Helleran.
Oh, great name.
They were married in January of this year in Maui, which is the place to do it if you want to do it. They met in Seattle while she was on tour in The King and I.
That's why she was
come
here.
here certainly after that stop and was talking about the Anyway, we're excited for you,
We
Laura.
broke the news right here about that live.
It's very sweet. She put a picture of that cute little baby on Instagram. And
So great.
congratulations to mom and dad.
Of course. A couple of other great things on our site right now. Speaking of, I'm going to end up having to say Beetlejuice 3 times here. We have 5 backstage secrets with Beetlejuice's Carrie Butler, which is thrilling and very exciting.
She learns one of the secrets while filming.
She's like, yeah,
one of the
exactly.
things she's like, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's very cool. So
Some secrets are kept from the cast.
There's a Beetlejuice scoop in that video. Also, the cast of Beetlejuice performed on The View this morning,
yes.
which you can watch that on our site right now as well.
Yes.
They're phenomenal.
And Catherine Gallagher
Started
started her blog.
Jagged Little Thrill. Episode 1 went live today. That's backstage at, you probably guessed it, Jagged Little Pill. So great stuff on the site that you can check out. But hold tight. Don't go anywhere right now. Stick around. Paul.
I'm going to go get in costume. That's how
Yes,
I'm not.
thank you.
But I'm going to go
Trick or
because I'm going to
treating.
make room for David.
Caitlin,
Yes.
would you be so kind as to introduce today's guest?
Gladly. Yes, we got Mr. David Josefsberg here with us in the studio today because he is currently in Beetlejuice. He just took over the role of Adam Maitland from original cast member Rob McClure. Guys, this marks his 10th Broadway production. That is crazy. Some of my favorites from that list are The Prom, Forever, Grease, Les Mis, Act of God. He's been in a lot more. Also, special shout out to Altar Boys. If you know, you know. Yes. Make sure you follow him on social media at David S. Josefsberg or David's. I'm not sure if it was an S or David's, but follow him there. Leave all of your questions in the comments below. And everyone, please welcome David and Ryan.
Hello there, sir.
Yay.
Welcome.
Yay.
Thanks for swinging by. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to
Thank
you as
you.
well.
Thank you. Thanks for being here representing a very Halloween appropriate show
Yes,
here
true.
on Broadway. How are things spooky over there at Halloween at Beetlejuice at the Winter Garden?
It's been crazy. October has been
Yeah,
crazy.
I bet.
And every Thursday night we have a costume contest. Tonight's Thursday, tonight's Halloween.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what's going to... Am I looking here or here?
You can look wherever you're
I'll
like,
look at
he'll
both.
follow him.
So, and I'll look at you.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
going to be madness. It's
Yeah.
been crazy already for the past few weeks, and it's just going to continue.
Yeah, what are you enjoying most about being part of this show? You joined not too long ago.
Yeah, about 6 weeks ago.
Right, exactly. What do you love about it? How are things going?
Gosh, it's so much fun. The cast is really
You
close.
have a heck of a cast over
They're
there.
so
you know.
good, and because it's so fun and it's written so well, and it's just a charming show. Everyone's having fun, so they like it. They love coming to work.
Right.
And I like coming to work and being with these guys.
Right, and speaking of, you get to spend a lot of time with Carrie Butler,
Carrie
who we
Butler.
also adore around here. I got to chat
do
with
I.
her about the show not too long ago. Had you worked with Carrie before?
Not really, just peripherally, like in little things, like
Okay.
readings here and there. But she has been so kind so perfect and so nice to me coming in. It's been great.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you celebrate? Are you a Halloween fan? Are you you have 2 young boys.
I have 2 kids, 2
Are
boys.
they still trick-or-treating age? That
I have 14 and 11.
Okay. Oh yeah. So
11.
I still was. Yeah.
Me too. 11 is trick or treating.
Right.
I still do
Yeah,
now.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Where's my candy?
Yeah, absolutely.
My 14-year-old is he's not. I don't think
He's a
not-
little
Maybe I'm
over
not
it.
going to do it today. Yeah, we'll see. But we'll see if he makes it out. Later.
Yeah. Do we know what are they dressing up as? Do we know?
A little dragon is the little guy.
All right.
And I
Okay,
don't
great.
know what although he was like, I gotta go home. I have to go watch Beetlejuice on the View.
Yes,
He is a
that is a
freak
dedicated.
for
Yeah,
it. He
that's
knows
the
the
kind of
rap.
dedication we like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The older one, I don't know what he's doing, but he did 2 years ago. He went as one of those giant blow-up unicorns.
Oh yes.
All of his friends
yeah.
said we're going to dress up and we're going to go to school, and so they all walked up and he was in his, and no one else was dressed up.
Oh.
And he's like, I'm
no.
going.
That's you know
I'm
what?
going.
Yes.
And
bold.
it was good.
Yeah, absolutely. What scares you? What are you afraid of? That are the things that you don't like to see lurking around on Halloween?
My wife. Just kidding, honey. Just kidding. I mean, she can be very scary,
I take your word for
but I love her very much. No, I'm not really scared of too many things.
No?
Forgetting my lines, maybe.
it. Okay. That hasn't happened though. No, that's
Not yet.
Not,
Why did you say that?
that's not
Sorry,
yet.
tonight's audience, for what happens.
Right. You're from Long Island,
Yes.
is that right? So when did you first realize that you were into music or theater or performing? When did that first enter your life? Thank you for all of the branding.
When I was a kid, I was just a singer, and so it got me attention, I think.
Yeah.
So I went to a theater high school, but when I was
Oh,
younger,
really? Oh, okay.
before that, my dad took me into an audition for Oliver.
Okay,
That
like a
Broadway
community production?
No, the Broadway one when I was 13.
Oh my goodness.
And I got down to the last 3. The first guy got the Artful Dodger. The second guy was in the ensemble, and then there was me who didn't get anything.
Wow.
I got
Well,
nothing.
it all worked out.
It
Luckily.
only lasted a week.
And so did you find out pretty soon, like, oh, I'm pretty good at singing. Like, this is something that...
Yeah, and I really liked it. And my bar mitzvah theme was David on Broadway.
Okay.
I said that I was going to be on Broadway, and then in the off season, I was going to be a second baseman for the New York Mets.
Oh, no, very realistic. Yeah, no,
1 out of 2.
absolutely. Yeah.
Honestly, pretty
Okay.
good batting average, right?
No,
5
absolutely.
batting average.
Right. What was the first show that you connected with? What's the first show that you remember being like, oh, I love this. I'm into this.
Okay. When I was pretty young, my parents played me a chorus line,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
and I loved it.
Right.
And then I think, we saw that. Actually, my first show that I ever saw was Grease.
Oh,
which
which,
I then was
you ended
in.
up doing. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that was fun. So I guess I would say a chorus line, Grease, and then when I saw Les Mis.
Right, which you also, and that's where you met your wife as
Yes.
well, right? As
Yes.
Marius and Cassette. Oh,
Yes.
look at that. See, your universe was like all
Wow.
plotted out for you.
Totally. I'm just on the ride.
Right.
I'm here.
What's next?
Speaking of, as Caitlin has mentioned, you have been a part of so many shows that are absolutely incredible. I would be remiss if I didn't bring up Altar Boys, just because we have several people in the office here
Yes.
that are obsessed with this show. I know that you've said it's probably your favorite musical that you've ever done before.
Definitely one of my favorites.
Do you still feel that way? What do you remember most fondly from that experience?
Oh gosh, you know what? It was really just the whole thing for this. For the audition, I wrote my own thing. So then they took apart, the 5 of us, they took a part of it. It was our story basically. It was their story, but they took everything that we do and put it into each of the characters. And we
Right.
did 3 years, 4 years of readings and making it
Yeah.
happen. And then when it finally happened, it was singing, it was dancing, it's acting. It was just great. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could say that also about then Honeymoon in Vegas. I could say that about
Right. No, the Wedding
Waitress,
Singer. Yeah.
Wedding Singer. Yes. Just kidding, Matt's Clock. I just meant my part wasn't quite as. I love Wedding Singer.
But you've been a part of
and
so many-
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is an absolute. I love this show. I've heard, yeah.
I just think it's so great, and I love to. This is my shtick, the character that I play. Like
Right.
nerdy in love.
Right in
kinda
your
guy.
wheelhouse. Yeah, exactly. No, and there's so many. We get a lot of people that ask us for recommendations. What family and friends. What should I go see? And Beetlejuice is the best show to just sort of recommend because I think you get the most bang for your buck. The music is fantastic. The Broadway stars that are in that show.
And the visuals.
Right. I mean, Alex Timbers and
Oh,
David
God.
Corrins. I mean, the
Unbelievable.
feast for the eyes that is in that show.
Yeah.
What a part of this job. Now, now that you've been doing it for a while, you're a pro. What part of the job still gives you chills?
Oh gosh. You mean in a good way, chills?
Well, it's Halloween, so it can be in a good way and in a bad way.
I'll go with a good way. I just this show. Well, for this show, for me, just hearing the beginning of the show, and I'm sitting backstage and I'm doing some push-ups and I'm getting ready. I have been hyped every single day so far. I mean, who knows how long, if that'll last, but I think it will.
Right.
What else?
Do you still get butterflies before going out on stage? Is that something?
Every single time.
What did you come up with to sort of get over that, or to give you that final?
This is good. So in the previous show, I was in the Prom and I covered 4 of the leads.
Absolutely.
And so I was like, okay, I'm having a panic attack. This might be the end of me. And so, and at that point, I was drinking probably 4 coffees a day and then bourbon at night.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So for this show, I said, why don't we take out the coffee so that if I start here, it doesn't go to here. If I start here, it goes to here. And I'm finding that to be pretty good.
Right. So you found the right combination.
I still have a lot of caffeine in tea, but less.
And that bourbon is just a real nice takedown at that.
Much less.
Yes.
I'm not giving it up. That's my favorite emoji.
There we go. The bourbon. That isn't there. You're also a songwriter. When you get involved in your songwriting process, which artists are influences on you? Which ones are inspirations? Who do you turn to for those?
Well, I wrote an album with a partner, and it was basically when my dad showed me a chorus line, he also introduced me to this guy Stephen Lynch, who was the wedding singer, and who writes sort of off-color comedy material.
Okay.
And so it was basically me saying, he took me on tour, and I went on tour with him, and I had some songs that I wrote basically because of him. And then I met him in Wedding Singer. So but we do different styles. We do some Meatloaf for rock and roll. We do R&B. We do rap, Eminem, a rap I have. So like sort of we just take different genres and just use the best.
Yeah, right. Speaking of I love the comedy that is in Beetlejuice. It is that sort of it's super witty, but it's also very dark at times. Like what type of comedy do you find the most appealing? Is it something like that, or like where do you, because you're so hilarious on stage, where do you pull that influence from?
I would say that any of the comedy with all of the shows that I've been in, pretty much Altar Boys, with Wedding Singer, with Honeymoon in Vegas, all of them, if they're based in reality. Yeah. And this show is written, Beetlejuice is written really well, and the timing and the comedy, the writing is pretty easy. So just say the words with an intention, and occasionally, add some little tricks. Right. But just being truthful in the comedy.
Right. And I want to just give you a chance to Alex Brightman, who we absolutely adore. He is doing something otherworldly in Beetlejuice. What is it like to experience what he's doing up close, alongside, to partner up with him in that way?
It's just... I don't even know how to explain it. It's unbelievable. It's even, watching the show. I watched it for a couple of weeks beforehand, and I was talking to someone else yesterday, and he said, if I did that for 2 days, I would be out for a month. But have you seen the video that he has?
Yes. Yeah.
Many people have seen that video. It's unbelievable, and he brings the energy to every single moment. I mean, I feel like everyone really does. Sophia,
absolutely.
Like the whole time, you're really talking to people. It's really amazing.
Do you enjoy the stage door experience? What have you heard? What kind of feedback or interactions do you have at the stage door when fans stick around?
It's a great group. It's literally on the.
And today's their heyday.
Today's your day. I don't know what's going to happen today. That's what I said. I was like, honey, I'll probably be home at 4. Usually it's about 10 feet back. People are handing their programs over. Today's going to be insane, but they're so sweet too. Just a really good group of fans.
Absolutely. And before we start taking some questions from people that are watching, you, of course, replaced Rob McClure in Beetlejuice. And you may have heard of him, Tony nominee. No. So he is, of course, busy getting Mrs. Doubtfire ready. And so what sort of, what pearls of wisdom did Rob McClure pass on about Adam Maitland before he took over? What kind of conversations did you two have as he sort of handed the role over to you?
Well, he's a really good friend, and he's
the nicest guy on Broadway.
He is the nicest guy on Broadway, and he is amazing in the role. So basically we were just talked about just being real, and he just showed me little tricks. But then he, he said, "Be you. Bring what you bring to it."
Yeah,
which you have to,
absolutely.
because I can't be Rob McClure.
No, but you're just as wonderful. So,
Thank
of
you.
course.
He hasn't seen it yet with me in it, but that's fine. No, I don't know if he did. He may have.
I have, yeah. Caitlin, would you?
Yes.
What are some of the people watching? What would they like to know from David?
Definitely. So Alexandra says, if you could have one celebrity, currently alive or dead, haunt you for a whole day, who would it be?
Oh.
Happy Halloween.
Haunt me, a celebrity to haunt me for the whole day.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's a hard question. What are they gonna? They're gonna haunt me. Should they be scary? Should
Like
they
a
be
fun one.
or a fun? Morgan Freeman,
Oh.
because his
okay.
voice would
Oh,
just
yeah.
be,
to just
David, I'm
narrate
right,
your
but
day.
that's a
Just like
character.
narrating it behind you.
I don't do Morgan Freeman.
Only Morgan.
David, and we can watch Shawshank Redemption together.
Yes,
That'd be amazing.
Absolutely. Do you go all out at home for Halloween? Do you and your wife and your son's decorations, or?
We usually do.
Okay.
This year, for some reason, it's not up. But every other year, we do the whole house. Our neighborhood, we live in New Jersey, South Orange, Maplewood area, and there are 400 billion people who go out, and we go out, we go to a friend's house, and we make chili, and we have
fantastic.
drinks.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But tonight's going to be better. I'm going to be at the Beetlejuice.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yes.
Caitlin, I think we can take
Oh,
over
we
that.
got, yeah, totally. We got more. So Grace wants to know, what was it like to go from being in the prom and then being able to join the Beetlejuice so closely together? What was that experience like for you to kind of jump from one to the other?
Interesting. It was very sad for the prom to close.
Yes.
It was just such an emotional, fun ride. But I was super happy to be able to, it was just 3 weeks off and then start this Beetlejuice. And to go from covering these 4 to just having to know one role. Because when I had the 4 roles every single day, I'd be walking my dog and running a part and doing something else and running a part. I can sort of have my days, and it's been great.
Yeah. On a character level, what do you admire most about Adam in Beetlejuice? What's your favorite thing to sort of bring to life in that character?
I think just that he's so kind, most of the time. And I love the change, when he starts as this guy who just, I know, whatever, okay,
Right,
Barbara,
yeah.
you do it, and then we become...
He has a great little arc. Yeah.
Great arc,
Yeah.
that's the word.
Absolutely.
I like his
yeah.
arc.
It's great.
That's awesome. All right, let's do one last question.
All right.
And Elise wants to know, who is the biggest prankster in the cast of Beetlejuice?
Well, you know what? There hasn't been a super amount of pranking right now, but I heard that Kevin Moonlow he
The
has a saxophone,
saxophone.
and there's stuff that goes on. I haven't been a part of any of
You
that
should watch
yet.
the Broadway.com vlog.
Yes, I should. I've seen a few of Leslie's. I have. But I'm going to go with him.
Yeah. For now.
For now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until
Maybe
I
you'll
begin.
David, thank you so much. It's such a
Sure.
pleasure, sir. We're such big fans of you and the show. Make sure you go see Beetlejuice at the
see it.
Winter Garden Theater.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, best bang for your buck on Broadway right now. This person's humble opinion right here. Thank you again so much. Come back and visit us anytime.
Thank you.
Caitlin, would you please take us out?
Gladly. Yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single weekday here on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcast by searching for hashtag live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow and talk to James Monroe Iglehart to continue celebrating Disney being on Broadway for 25 years.